What's going on, team? I hope you guys are having a good one so far. The weekend is coming to a close. Well, technically, it's already Monday. It is a late one. It is a late one. But I did want to give my trade recap on a trade that was taken on Friday. So, the reason why I didn't post on Friday was because I did go out and didn't come home till super, super late. And then, when Saturday hit, I went out once again. I wanted to spend my Sunday um, to kind of chill and get my mind right for next week's price action. So I am making the video before I do get some sleep, and I don't want to sound weird in front of my whole family. So um, that is why I do make the video super super late. But yeah, let's get right into it. So the trade was taken on GBP USD, right? So I come onto the 1 hour and I'm like, okay, cool. We're making a retracement. Um, as you can see, we made some lows, some highs, and unable to break structure. Therefore, we broke structure. Uh, Market structure shift there. We did react off this bullish zone as soon as um, London session hit, or like Asia session, like pre market London. And again, we were overall bullish just because we did break this kind of overall structure here. Um, but again, we were retracing, so I drew up the fib from here to here. I was like, okay, cool. Sales could work. Sales could definitely work just because we were still in this premium area, not the discount to push price further up. So with that in mind, let's get right into it in terms of uh, uh, POIs, right? So what am I? So I'm currently bearish, taking retracements down to this area. But what am I kind of looking for, right? I see that we have this order block here, this this high that was put on before we broke structure, where orders were filled, and we also had this fair value gap, and not forgetting this tiny one here. So not forgetting that too. So getting into it, we did have this this bullish fair value gap, but again, I did I did think it was enough to push price up to these zones before continue on the bearish kind of retracement we had at the time. So let's jump on to the 5 minute, right? So as you can see, we have our Asia session here, and this is where Asia session low. So I wanted to see a I wanted to see a retracement into um, our high time frame zones here, which in this case was the hourly order block as well as the fair value gap, right? So ideally, I did want to take Asia high for the fuel down, but I'm not sure why. We kind of just this is gonna sound stupid or like um, it is a confluence used on NQ and ES pairs for New York session. It's like we almost made an SMT here. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like normally the price action that I'm used to on Forex is we take out those highs we're supposed to. Um, but again, we kind of just made that SMT. But I wasn't really too concerned just because we were in this hourly POI plus. Price doesn't really have to take out Asia high as we're already bearish on the 1 hour. But it would have been nice. It would have been extra confirmation if Asia high um, got taken out, as this move up would have been for something to take out Asia high or even these highs. But following that, we did get a inverse of this gap here. Price broke straight through it, and I knew it was coming to fill this big fair value gap here. But with breaking this inverse, we also had another confluence, which was what? A market structure shift. So now we are in bearish order flow with the 1 hour. So sales could definitely work here just because we inverse this bullish gap. Because if we wanted to go further, or my thinking was if we wanted to take out Asia highs, we definitely would have reacted from the zone here to take out Asia highs. This price normally doesn't come and fill these big fair value gaps, especially breaking structure here. So with that in mind, what did we have for our 5 minute POIs to kind of get that re-enter, right? We had this inverse, we had this breaker block because price broke structure and we had a market structure shift. So therefore we had this breaker structure here, and we also had this fair value gap that was put in at from this low to this. Oh wait, sorry. From this low of the wick to this high of the wick, a bearish fair value gap was created. So we had we had good POIs. We had that nice displacement breaking structure. Therefore, um, price was able to play out with kind of no um, kind of very smoothly, kind of like that displacement I was talking about last week. How when we react from a POI, we should displace out of it, not kind of just chopping up here. But uh, yeah, so the confluence is a hourly um, order block plus an hourly fair value gap. Um, and when price hit those areas, I was just looking for a market structure shift or inverse fair value gap, which we did get both, which is more confirmation for me. And once price came up and tapped back into this breaker block here, I did go into the 1 minute to see what we had. So we had we had this inverse. No, sorry, we did have this fair value gap here, right? Because remember, once we had that push up, um, I do want to see 1 minute order flow kind of break those bullish POIs, right? So I entered on the close of this candle here, sorry. So once we had that push up, reacted from our 5 minute zone, we broke, um, we broke bullish kind of intentions by making this an inverse. Um, and again, my stops were at these highs just because the 1 minute is only for refinement entry, not for to place stops. So again, on the 5 minute, ideally, if you were to take the trade based on the 5 minute, which I'll pull it up here, you can't really put your stops here. You know what I mean? Because prices, prices, you never know. Prices ideally gonna come and take you out, or something like that. So the best place to put it is definitely at that high that we put in before breaking structure, because that high technically now means something because we had that market structure shift, right? So with that, yeah, I pretty much entered on the close of this candle, and again, my stops were above London high, and um, take profit was Asia lows, and oops, and I had something else in the back of my head. Um, I literally had something in the back of my head. Um, um, what was it? What was it? What was it? Anyways. Yeah, that was the trade for on Friday. So that kind of recovered the loss I took, I think, last week, Monday or Tuesday. Not sure, but um, yeah, that covered it because the rest of the week we were kind of at BE. So yeah, happy with how this trade played out. It followed my rules again because we inverse that gap, unable to fill that gap to take out Asia highs. We get that market structure shift, which is more confirmation, and we had our 5 minute POIs, and it was just about managing the trade from there. And fortunately, we were lucky enough to catch the move down to Asia lows. But again, this is just a retracement to where, because I talked about it in the start of the video, was this range from this low to this high as we broke major structure as we put in a high, low. Oh no, sorry, a high and then a low, breaking structure, and we broke previous structure once again. So overall, we are bullish, and like my take profit was at Asia lows because again, this fair value gap has already been mitigated to push price up to this 1 hour kind of point of interest here, at which price dumped, filled in this gap, and is now should be taking out these highs or even continue on the bullish trend here. So overall, a solid trade. I like it. This is basically the same trade I've been taking every single week with one entry model, which is the inverse fair value gap. But again, you don't need much confluences. I did add this breaker block because price was so clear that what um we filled in this gap a little bit and was enough to break structure, and therefore price came down, had the market structure shift, therefore this becomes a breaker block. So easy, I only use three confluences, or four if you count the inverse, but it is the order block, which is where price was in. You have the fair value gap, um, which price reacted from, and you have the breaker block, which if price breaks structure and breaks straight down, this is where buyers should have stepped in but didn't, so now it becomes sort of a resistance point. And inverse fair value gaps, which are really powerful to use as it's where prices balance and should continue on the trend. But when sellers do take control, it's a sign that price is reversing. So yeah, I'm liking how I'm structuring my kind of the way that I trade. It's I'm liking my system that I have going on, so I'm gonna stick to it this week, and of course risk manage. And yeah, hopefully we come out with a winning week this week. So hoping for the best. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Um, Make sure to risk manage this week. And look out for red folder news if we have any this week. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, actually tonight. Good night. Good night. Good night.